And welcome back, YouTube. It is still Monday, May 15th, 2023, 10:40 p.m. Wow, driving, I hadn't noticed this chain link right here obstructing the area underneath this bridge from pedestrians. I don't remember there being chain link there, and I know I've walked this stretch before, although it doesn't look like it was just placed there. So maybe I just didn't notice. Can you even see it with the crappy video on this phone? So if you made it to the end of my last video, I said it was going to run out. I did. The more I look at this, I'm thinking that this fence has been like this all along, and I just haven't been paying attention, because here we got a state property, no trespassing, and that gate, and the position of that gate looks like it's been there a long time. And as you can see by the way this chain link is pressed down, there have definitely been some people stepping over that. So I'm willing to bet if we go adventuring that direction, probably not that direction, but if we go adventuring that direction, we will probably find not a full-on homeless encampment, but we will probably find some homeless people living in shelters they've made, or possibly just laying on blankets and boxes, or possibly in nice tents. So yeah, there's a whole another socio-economic ladder within social ladder within homeless encampments. You better believe it. In fact, my friend I was hanging out with today, I mentioned the one with the bitch and Camaro. I was telling him about how I had walked by the homeless encampment, which I've mentioned a few times. I haven't caught it on video yet. There's a large homeless encampment that the city of Phoenix is not messing with whatsoever, that's located on a lot that is obviously private property, that the owner of the lot is probably completely blissfully unaware of. Most likely it's owned by a bank or a property investment corporation. Why must your van make so much noise pollution? Why? I hate that. I miss living places that have quiet streets. I miss living far away from Strodes. And I'm stuck here in Phoenix. Largely because of my kids. I haven't talked about my kids much in a while. Apparently my mechanic saw my daughter Allison, the older daughter, who I am reasonably sure I saw on a video. Oh, and of course I was thinking I could look it up on the other phone, but it's text message. But I'm on Obamaphone 4 now. Obamaphone 3 has the hammered screen and no text messages from nobody. So I guess I can't look at the text messages from Rob. I got text messages from Rob this morning. And the fucked up thing is I was out and about this morning and went to Rob's shop. My friend with the bitch and Camaro came by. Mostly was, I guess he said he was kind of worried about me, which is, thank you. Thank you, I'm worried about me too. But he said, after listening to my vlogs, that he had his doubts. That Rob had actually got my vehicle from out of impound. That he had his doubts that Rob had actually done that and wanted to do whatever it took today as far as just like helping me out with the ride and company, and because for me to try to accomplish those things with public transit, I mean, y'all have seen in this vlog just what a struggle it is for me to get to work and back, and to run basic errands and pay bills and eat on public transit. So to try to resolve a complicated problem like where's my truck, where's my car, especially considering that I gave all the fucking paperwork to Rob, which felt like it was a dumb move, but I felt kind of pressured into it. Turns out I did the right thing, sort of. So yeah, he was willing to help me do whatever is needed to figure out where my car was, and if it was impounded, find out how much it was, and if the cost of the impound exceeded the value of the car, which, to be honest, wouldn't take much to help me find myself another beater, and to help me get my property out of the car. Because as I've mentioned, my good iPhone 6s Plus, my first iPhone 6s Plus, is still I'm locked out of it, but it's in my Saturn, and my most about half of my wardrobe, freshly laundered, is in my Saturn. And anyway, those things I don't need to worry about. Rob has my Saturn. It was in his lot. It was in front of us. More people with noise pollution driving down 44th Street with their brights on. Thanks for that. I almost made it to Van Buren. Sorry, that noisy car, and just thinking about how much this street is not a complete street by, hey, there goes a Waymo, by what urban planners call a complete street. Completely lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was talking about. Something. Oh yeah. So my friend and I went down to check on my car, confront Rob. We did not see Rob. I feel like an idiot. I should have checked my text messages. Rob actually texted me this morning, but I didn't find those text messages until later this evening, after I'd gone back home and my friend had taken off, and I had taken a nap, and then I woke up and checking messages on my phone. I saw a text message from Rob, and I'm like, oh, that was this morning. I should have responded to that, like, first message I saw when I woke up this morning, and I used the term morning loosely because it was, around noon, but it was from my friend with the Camaro. He was offering to come help me out, and that was just like, oh, and then the skies parted, and I could see the heavens above, and I could hear harps and choirs and just a bing sound, and anyway, so I just focused on that. In fact, I focused on that so much that I didn't even let the wannabe hooker, who's well past her sell-by date, know that was happening. So she was quite caught off guard when I opened the door. I don't remember her name. I think she told me her name was Roxy or Pixie or something like that, which is not her name. At some point she showed me some paperwork for some banking type stuff. She's got some shit she's working on. She's got some serious challenges that are way greater than my own. And it's probably a solid 20 years older than I am, or at least 10, 15 years older than I am. Or maybe she's the same age as me and pretty well preserved. I find that a lot. No, she's definitely older than me, because she told me she moved to Phoenix in 1969. And in 1969, I was still very much swimming in my dad's nuts. So, so she's definitely older than me. Anyway. She was taken off guard. My plans prior to my friend offering to help me deal with the car situation and determine as to whether or not Rob actually did get my vehicle out of impound. Y'all know how to use the bus app to check and see where when your bus is coming? Oh, you can see it?
It's coming right now.
Okay. Because if you use the Valley Metro app, you can actually see exactly like when it pulls out of the SkyTrain. And if it is sitting at the SkyTrain coming, or if it's not coming, because you know how sometimes this bus just don't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 44. Like one out, you can spin a wheel. You got a 1 in 3 chance that a Route 44 that's scheduled ain't gonna show up.
Oh yeah, my mom deals with that all the time.
Oh yeah, no, I live at like 44th and Oak, and you'd be amazed how often I walk down to the light rail because it's just like fucking faster to
Yeah,
walk.
my mom sometimes she comes from the Tatum and Shea from work. And
Oh
that's
God,
just straight 44
I
street,
feel.
and sometimes they just don't come.
Oh yeah, and
For
then
like an hour
and then
or
when
so.
one doesn't show up, yeah, it'll be an hour to 90 minutes before the next one,
Yeah.
because the next one will end up running late because of the one that didn't
Yeah.
run, and then it's picking up, especially when it gets to
And
Camelback.
then she says they're full as hell.
Oh yeah. I don't understand why this bus doesn't run every 15 minutes, or at least every 15 minutes between here, and by here I mean SkyTrain.
The SkyTrain,
From-
because so many people are trying to go to the airport.
Right between the SkyTrain and fucking Camelback. It should run every 15 minutes, SkyTrain to Camelback.
This is a busy area.
This is a busy route, and it's the only route that goes north and south.
Yep.
The next route going north, going that way, is Scottsdale Road.
Oh yeah.
Glad you guys' bus made it. Have a good night. Always feels good to talk to some other bus riders. We're living in the same painful world. They understand the pain of knowing that there's almost probably about a 30% chance that 44 that's scheduled isn't actually coming. I'm just bummed I didn't have the time to stop shooting video and actually show them how the Valley Metro app works. Because people that are actually receptive, and I think those people would have, they're definitely not homeless people. They're definitely just, as I like to point out in when I see all these homeless in Phoenix compilation videos, that those are not all homeless people. Some of those people are just waiting for the bus. Not everybody that doesn't drive is homeless. I'm pretty much guaranteed those people were not homeless. I would be willing to bet money they're just trying to get home from work and don't have a car. Having a car is a privilege, and if you've always had a car and you think everybody always has a car, understand you're living a life of privilege. Anyway, I'm at the super sketchy Circle K looking for an elderly woman who at least is not dressed like a hooker right now because she left her hoe clothes at my place. But I feel like I abandoned her at a very vulnerable time. That was not my goal, and I'll explain more about that in the next video. But I'm cottonmouthed in a big way, and I need to come inside here and get myself something to drink. Well, back in the day when I used to park my car and leave the camera running while I went into Circle K, this would have been a good one. This would have been a really good one. Anyway, I get myself something to drink. I'm freaking thirsty.